Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. We are the Wrestling for Life Network, and this is our Crown Jewel and our Bound for Glory preview show. So the offerings from WWE and TNA this weekend. We're going to be here live for all the action, but tonight we break it down. We go through the card. Me and that pretty face going to give you all of our insights. It's going to be a fun one, folks. Get in that chat, strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and hi, let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is your preview and predictions for both WWE Crown Jewel and TNA Bound for Glory. Lots of news, lots of excitement, lots to get into, but we're going to be here lots over the next few days. So make sure you make note of our programming that has changed over the next few days, but we are back at this 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. Yes, 7:30 a.m. Grab your breakfast, take us to work with you, whatever you got to do. But we are here early tomorrow morning. Then we're back at it Saturday morning, 7 a.m., even earlier, 7 a.m., and then Sunday night, 6 p.m., and then Monday back here for 7:30 a.m. Crazy times, but me and that pretty face, like I said, are going to take care of you tonight as we walk through all the cards and all the excitement coming up for this big show, or two big shows. And we're going to break it down. If you don't know who I am, I'm Mr. Everyday KJ White. I'm on YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight KJ White. I am Big Nick. And yes, my guy, Brunch with the Boys Mania weekend starts tomorrow morning. We're back at it like a jackrabbit in less than 12 hours, folks, from when the stream even started.
It's true. It's true. Lots of wrestling, wonky times. The WWE overseas. So again, we'll see what that looks like, what that feels like here tonight or tomorrow morning and Saturday, but we're going to talk about it tonight. But yeah, 100%. Very interesting. Crown Jewel, not in Saudi Arabia. 5 match cards so far. And then, of course, Bound for Glory's got a little bit more. I've got about 9. So yeah, man, we got lots to get into with this card. And it's a busy week in wrestling all around. Lots of news, lots of fun stuff, lots of debate, banter, and bullshit.
Right. Well, I can debate or banter or bullshit on this. Do you think that they moved Crown Jewel from Saudi Arabia so that it kind of helps it with the PR move and everything a little bit of it? Kind of Crown Jewel was always synonymous with Saudi Arabia. Christ, they did the rings and the championships last time, but now because they got WrestleMania in Saudi, that now we're going to move Crown Jewel over to Australia, kind of give it a freshen up.
Yeah, I don't know if there's that correlated or that connected as far as like, well, it's a trade-off, like because we're doing this, but I do think it kind of plays into the conversation of, all right, we're not going to do this show, but we're going to give you, this instead. And it kind of in the interest of moving around, right? So if you do this in Saudi, then you do Rumble in Saudi, then you come back later for other shows. You do Crown Jewel next year in Saudi. Like now they're starting to get 5, 6, 7 shows. You're like, whoa. Like, are we going overboard? So I think it's going to be a tempered approach, but I do think it's nice to mix it up. Like where does it go next is kind of my vibe.
Fair enough. And what is your excitement level going into Crown Jewel? Because we just had WrestlePalooza that even ESPN gave a C grade to. So are we rah shish kumbah Crown Jewel?
To be honest, I'm pretty excited about it. As I was putting things together today, I mean, I know we're kind of talked a lot about, or we have talked a lot about the lull that wrestling might be kind of feeling at the moment. But if you look at the card, it is a stacked card. Like all 5 matches are big with implications that could all be really good matches. They have to deliver. It can't just be mailed in. But there's a lot on. It's a beefy 5 matches. So I'm pretty excited.
I'm excited for AJ and Cena. That has to be my main event. That has to be.
Yeah.
I feel that's icon versus icon. I mean, we just had the Roman match added on Raw this week.
Yep.
Cody versus Seth. They've now made that have a bit of an implication and everything. Tiffany versus Steph. It's just champ versus champ. Maybe, hopefully, Tiffany can pull it back together after SmackDown. But yeah.
Yeah, I think they kind of tried to give Tiffany a win and make her look good, which maybe backfired. Stephanie's on a tear, and we will talk about that matchup ahead. Bound for Glory's got me super excited. The NXT and a relationship is really good. Tuesday was real fun this week. I know some of the people that don't like to watch it and instantly say it's not good might have missed the point, but it was actually a really good show on Tuesday. That relationship continues. Leon and Javon and Santana and Trick. I'm pretty excited for Bound for Glory. It's one of their doozies.
I am more excited for Bound for Glory than I am for Crown Jewel, I'll be honest. And that's just because we're getting Hardys versus the Dudleys. We're getting Leon versus Javon. I'm assuming, hopefully, going to finally get Mike Santana as your TNA World Champion. And it's a bit different when Crown Jewel is kind of your B or C show for WWE. Right. And Bound for Glory's up there with Slammiversary of like their top 2 shows yearly for TNA.
Yeah, it's a big show for them, right? So that's why they're on a standalone Sunday. It's a nice spot for them. Nobody else has really got anything going on. Crown Jewel will already be well out of the way the day before. It's kind of their night where you put on a big show, you grab some headlines, you grab some attention. People were even talking today about, you get a really good rating, or you're happy with the rating you get for NXT. TNA's involved. Does that help them go like, look, our guys have sold that show, that kind of vibe. How does this work out? But I expect Bound for Glory always has crazy things like, oh my God, where did they come from? Like there's always somebody shows up that nobody was even talking about. It should be fun, Nick.
Well, and I hadn't even fully put it together, like you just brought up, of how they finally got their standalone evening. Normally they'll have it and it's going toe to toe with a SmackDown or something like that, or it's either preceding or following a WWE pay-per-view or an AEW pay-per-view or something like that. Now that they've just got a Sunday night to themselves, it's going to be interesting to see what they really do with it. If they want to still claim to be number 2 without a TV deal and everything, then you got to really start showing it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I like kind of what they've been going through. It's been interesting times and big influx. Again, the one thing I guess I'll touch on quickly before we get into the actual card. I will say hello to the people in a second as well, but this idea that the Hardys can't win the NXT titles because they're developmental, it instantly got shoved. Like when it's doing well, it's not developmental. When it's not doing well, it is developmental. Right. The Hardys winning the NXT titles, there's nothing wrong with it. It adds to their legacy. It adds to who they are. They'll eventually put another team over. I have no issue with it, Nick.
I don't get where the issue came from outside of it's literally
old guys have the developmental title.
Well, and I think what part of that played into that too was the match wasn't super great, and I think that's also a bit more on Dark State. Like,
why would it be on Dark State? The match was perfectly fine.
I saw the Osiris clip going around about 6,000 times today.
Well, okay. I've also seen other people have mistakes. So one mistake.
Well, yeah, there was the Monet thing too and everything.
But, it was a good match on night of. Yeah, botches happen, but we don't get to go, oh, that match sucked because they fucked up this one spot.
True, but I also don't get the outrage and the backlash of, like you said, of now that the Hardys have the belts, now it's a developmental brand, when before it's tit for tat, it's super competitive and everything. And besides, they were going to win the match. They're about to take on the Dudley Boys and everything. Literally that same week. They're going to go over.
Yeah. And again, I think if you've asked anybody from WWE, Nick Khan, whoever, Nick Khan's come out straight out. We want it to feel like a third brand. Therefore, veterans can win those titles. Like, it's just such a weird ass backwards way to look at everything.
Well, and do you not want to see the Hardy Boys working with WWE and still involved in WWE matches? This is how you do it right now because they're signed to TNA, and it still gets in the door with WWE. and we know they both kind of want to go back there. So maybe this is the start of the process.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, again, it's just we want surprises. We want things that we didn't expect, and I don't have any problem being surprised by the situation. And um, I think ultimately it's just we find these little pitfalls of let's just cry about something that again, was it fun? Did they win? Yes, we're good. Let's move on.
You can't just be happy about stuff
Yeah, just
anymore.
enjoy it. We're
Right.
good. But Zach is in the chat. Top 3 from last night, Spaz, Big Dog, MDB. So get in that chat. Let your voice be heard. Keep it busy out there. But International Beer and Pizza Day. Sounds pretty perfect. Let's go.
Sounds like a holiday.
Right. Cherokee George. Bradley gifting all the gifts.
Well, that's because of the lovely Blue Jays Yankees that I'll address real quick and everything like that. I guess I'm a Blue Jays fan now because I said it went exactly how I said it was going to go. We won one game at home and then proceeded to just get smashed. And shout out to Vladdy. Vladdy's become the fucking baby face of this whole situation. I even popped for the Yankees lose.
Right?
Yankees lose.
He's just having a good time, man. Like if you watch him, he's just having so much fun, and then he hits the ball a ton. Like
I watched his dad playing for the Expos and everything. That
crazy,
was my childhood, going to the Expos and watching his dad play and everything. So to see that kid doing it, I was hoping we were going to sign him and everything. Now that he's fully committed, he's got the Moose contract for the Blue Jays. He's there for like 15 years or something.
Yeah, they're like, no, we're not fucking around.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I thought the Yankees might put up a little more fight. Nice, decent win in game 3, but they just didn't seem like they had enough tools in the toolbox. Judge, man, I mean, that guy gets a little quiet around postseason time, bro.
He hit a hell of a home run, though. He did. They were even saying how a ghost helped it get out of there.
Yeah, he got all of it. So he's like, if I'm going out with a bang. But no, shout out to the Blue Jays. The last time last time they won the World Series, so a Canadian team won the World Series was 1993. The last time an NHL team from Canada won the NHL or the Stanley Cup, it was also 1993. So here's the hope.
KJ's hoping for a double. It's going to repeat like you were in fantasy. You won the Fantasy Hockey League and the Football League. So now you're just going to get the Blue Jays to win the World Series and the Leafs to win the Cup.
Man, they were showing the Blue Jays game at the Leafs game on the big monitor. And then people just stayed around. And it was crazy as shit. But like, shout out to the Leafs who win in their home opener as well. Kevin, welcome back. Josh, we got you. MDB's here. Big Dog, Damien. Clay Lewis, Ken, Dale, MDB, we got you. Jake, the OG Tribal Chief. Jose's with us. Big Dog, Ken, Jordan, Jonathan. All the names. I like it. Welcome. Wake and Bake Friday. Let's go. Everyone call in to work sick. Let's go.
Or if you're at a job and you're real early and there's no customers in the store or anything like that, no other employees or anything, just play us over the intercom system and everything. We'll just rain through them halls.
Right. I feel like Nick is going somewhere after this.
Well, no, I saw Jose and MDB roasting me in the fucking chat, and I was trying not to chuckle reading them and everything, which, by the way, shout out to Jose. I'm actually wearing the shirt that Jose got me from the Bray Wyatt 6 Halloween Horror Nights house. And everything, right. And he also sent me stuff from his AEW show, so I now have the Young Bucks Founding Fathers flag that I can wave.
That's amazing. Set that on fire real quick.
Oh, well, yeah, he sent me some stuff from when he was at AEW and got our sign and everything on screen and all of that, and was wearing our merch out there, representing the Meltzer Society.
KJ dressed in all black is that an oxymoron? Nope, just a moron. What's up, Jake? Everyone thinks you're going club. You're going to the Roxbury tonight, buddy.
Yeah, well then see Jose. Oh shit, I'm roasting my own gift. Yes, you are, sir. Sean, what up? Tanisha, what up? Vance, Jacob, Brixby, go Brewers. Well then we'll get Brewers, Blue Jays, World Series.
Milwaukee.
I hope Nick finds my Yankee poem for.
Oh wow.
Oh boy. Yeah, shout out Jose, shout out Richard. Should we start talking about this card, sir?
Yes, we should. We should get the ball rolling. Thank you, Dale. Jonathan, what up, what up, what up, what up? All right, folks. Big shout out. But Crown Jewel, we got some intrigue. This kind of just a mid-card side story, no title, keeping Rhea busy and away from that belt. But I think there's been a lot of aspects of this that have been kind of fun.
Oh, 100%. This is, Kyrie versus the Smurfs.
Right.
And this has been a good little feud that, like you said, has actually kept Rhea away from the title. Hey,
Yeah.
no one's calling Rhea Hogan anymore or anything like that.
Some are, but they're dumb.
Well, yeah, there's a fair amount, but I like this. Granted, EO's terrible acting kind of threw me off a little bit. Did you see the spot from Kyrie and EO's match that everybody was all up in arms about, saying it was like Kyle Fletcher's spot with Adam Cole?
Yeah, we talked about this, and then again, not the same thing. People are just so desperate to be like, look, 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 look. Like, shut up. She was fine. Right? The other guy, where's Adam Cole right now, guys? Oh, okay. But Kyrie was fine. Kyrie was fine. It's not like we stretchered Kyrie out, so it's okay.
She finished the damn match and everything.
Yeah,
this is where we need Stevie, Uncle Stevie out there with the breakdown.
It's honestly, they act like kid brothers. It's like they can't wait for you to fuck up. They're just dying for you to trip and fall. They're waiting for it, and like we want our moment, because if we can catch you doing something, then it vindicates all the shit about us. No, that's not how this works.
Right. Well, who you got for this match there?
This one's gonna be interesting. I got EO turning on Rhea, so a bit of a reach. I'm gonna go the Kabuki Warriors with. They're trying to build up Asuka as a big heel.
See,
but she's in Australia. Kabuki Warriors.
Very true. Shit, I didn't take that fully into consideration. Thank you for pointing that out, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Io's gonna get a shit ton of heat when she kicks Rhea in the head.
Now, is it going to be, because I hadn't really thought about EO turning, is it going to be that, or is Kyrie just sick of Kyrie? I don't want to hurt my friends anymore. I'm not down with this. I'm not down with getting, pushed around and bullied, and I'm going to stand up to Asuka.
Yeah, but then I feel like Asuka's alone and Kyrie's alone, and they feel better together, I think. I'm a little torn on that one, bro.
Creatively, if you were going to do and set this up for Rhea versus Asuka, that I think works out really well as the EO turn.
True.
Yeah, but Rhea in Australia, how many Australians are even on this card and gonna win? Bronson's not gonna beat Roman, spoiler alert.
Right.
That's the only
I've bet against Roman before. That's a tough one, but this one's a tough one. I think you're going the hometown girl, though.
I'll go hometown just to be different and then difficult and everything. And still, I don't know how I feel if they do the EO turn. I can see how it would work with the EO turn of you now put a group around Asuka together and that she's now bullying both of them and then they fight back and all of that. If you wanted to go that way and you build up Asuka versus Rhea, I'm wondering too when Liv's going to be back and we start moving towards Liv, Roxanne, Liv, Rhea, if we're going to even touch that again.
Yeah, I wonder how that. I don't know where she's at in her recovery. So I mean, that's very interesting.
Right. Well, MDB agreeing with you. Rhea can't win in Australia every damn time. Let's do something diabolical.
Exactly. Plus, it's a good chance to get extra heat.
Yo, she'd get the biggest amount of heat. She'd instantly, everyone in Australia is hating her.
Right. And it could be like, I don't know how they're going to play it out. It could just be one of those things where like they get their wires crossed and, Rhea accidentally kicks EO. EO gets pissed off. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. I could be completely wrong. But yeah, I think just for fun, I'll go Kabuki Warriors.
But it is a testament that they've built them up enough, and it seems viable enough that you could easily go with the decision of them winning, and it could even be to where EO doesn't turn and they still go over.
Yeah, and I mean that will be the interesting part of it all. And I mean, I think part for me is that they're really trying to. I think they're trying to get Asuka to fill. They're trying to fill in that Naomi spot. So they need Asuka to kind of step into that forefront if it's going to be her.
Fair, but also I will say that Asuka is a talent unto herself and doesn't exactly need to fill the shoes of somebody else. But I get fully what you're saying.
Well, regardless,
I get you. I get you.
Step into that spot, right? So,
right.
They have to make her compelling in that spot if she's going to be the big heel of the division. She's going to find a way to stand out.
Paul saying if Ripley wins, she's definitely a Ripley Hogan.
Let's go.
Good God. What does she have to do at this point to not have it? Is that just the new fad of just attach Hogan to anyone?
Right. It's if you're good at what you do, once you get good at it, in Rhea's case, the only thing left she could do to appease certain people is retire. Like we're sick of her. Like she's what, 20 what?
Yeah, I don't even think she's cracked 30 yet.
Yeah, what are we doing?
And so what, you want her to go and take another sabbatical for a year off?
But why?
And then come back? Yeah.
And we see with the live crowds, Nick, that as much as there's a pocket of internet fans that just don't like her, which is fine. She's not supposed to be everybody's cup of tea. But there is we hear it, we see it. They show her in the back.
Oh, just look on social media or anything. There is a large fan base, and Rhea Ripley is one of those that's crossed over into the horror community, to the goth community. She's expanded. She's a star beyond just pro wrestling, especially to social media, everything like that. She's an internet darling, but she's also a live crowd darling.
Yeah, it's not like she's coming out and getting no response like Mercedes Moné. She's coming out and the crowd is losing their fucking mind. So, sorry, internet people, for whatever reason, she's not your cup of tea. That's fine. That's fine. That's allowed. Don't get it. But just because you don't like her doesn't mean she's not the best at what she does.
Right.
Shut up. You stupid. That's hilarious.
And then where was it? Ski Money was calling me Nick Hogan. I was like, nope, no. There's already a Nick Hogan, and I don't want to be associated with that name. Yeah, see.
We actually MDB made me laugh earlier about Nicks of the world. Anyway, moving on.
Yo, Adrian, the same ones that want Rhea Ripley to retire are the same ones that want Rhea Ripley in AEW.
Yeah, it's confusing. So 65% of the chat's going Kabuki Warrior.
Again, they could win this outright and not have EO turn. The EO turn's a nice little spicy bonus, but they could, the way that they've presented, I mean, they've got the upper hand on both Rhea and EO. Now, granted, it's also been kind of that law of wrestling of he or she who goes over on the go home show goes under on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But they presented them strong enough that they could do it.
Yeah, and I mean, there's always an opportunity as we pack this one in for Asuka to ref gets distracted, missed in the face, steal a win, be very heelish in that way without any extra stuff. Dakota Kai returns. How funny would that be?
Oh, well, that's like the Santos Escobar, and we can talk about that at 7:30 Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Time tomorrow, which, again, if you're on the West Coast, set your alarms because it's 5 a.m. on the West Coast.
Yeah, we'd be coming into your bedrooms and waking you up.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Hashtag spicy bonus.
Yeah, that's us after the Wing of the Ring shows and everything. We got a nice little spicy bonus.
Oh, good times, good times, good times. All right, Nick. Up next, up for debate. Not
spicy bonus.
Spicy bonus might be the spicy bonus of the night, but Tiffany Stratton, Stephanie Vacour, champ versus champ. The grand champion ring is on the fucking line. Let's go.
Is the ring on the line? Is the crown jewel? Have they released it from Saudi? Do we have to see the fucking military guards and everything around the title belt again?
Right.
Do we get that weird presentation again? I hope to God not, honestly, because it was awkward even in Saudi Arabia, let alone in another fucking country.
Yeah, funny as hell.
This has to be Steph. You think they will?
Yeah, I think they will do the whole hoopla, and you'll have the picture at the end of the night of the two winning champions with their fist out, Trips double pointing.
Doing this shit.
This shit, right?
Normally they got me doing this, but now they got me doing this shit.
Right. It's partly why I think they wanted Tiff to keep the belt here, and they gave her. Let's say their plans went perfect on the Friday, and that main event didn't have a botch ending. The hope was to kind of make Tiff feel like she's coming off a big win, right? Because right now Steph is on fire, and as much as we have enjoyed Tiffy time, I think Steph is about to set it ablaze, my friend.
Well, first off, did you see that WWE released a whole compilation of the Devil's Kiss, and everybody lost their goddamn mind?
Listen, do you want to know if you ever needed proof of just blind tribalism? If anyone took the time out of their life to make a negative comment on a Devil's Kiss compilation, what the fuck are we doing at that point? Like, that is deep. Like, really? We can't just celebrate it? It's like people like buying the old Divas tapes and throwing them in the parking lot and running them over with their car. It's what do you mean? If you can't find just a moment of joy in all of that, fuck off.
Has La Primera created satanic panic again on the wrestling verse and everything like that? Because there was people crashing out too about her tattoos and all of that.
Oh
but yeah,
my
you were
God.
saying how
I hate you all of you.
She was on fire at this point, and I know I'm the Tiffy supporter, but is Tiffany Groundhog's Day now at this point? She hasn't been, dare I say, relevant, prominent, pertinent in quite some time.
I think because she's been on a very bland SmackDown show. Now, rumor is they're shuffling the creative, and
we can
Road
talk
Dogg's sticking in there though. But maybe Road Dogg, and listen, I'm a big advocate of Triple H. I'm a big advocate. What's that?
I said Road Dogg's the problem.
But yeah, maybe you're starting to get to that point where some of the older gentlemen maybe not quite in touch with what good wrestling is, or what's entertaining people at this point. SmackDown's been dull. We liked it this week. It got a better rating than it has. But it's Tiffy feels dull. Tag champs feel dull. Where's MCMG? Like, there's a lot of things that feel dull right now.
Cody feels dull. The ratings have been going down, and I know it pays me to say, as a huge Road Dogg fan, I steal his gimmick every night, but he's not good and creative.
It doesn't.
As a lead of creative, he is not good, and it's been shown.
Maybe he's the guy that's great at sitting at the table, and when people are throwing out ideas, he's the guy that goes, "What about this?" But maybe he's not the guy that should be like
running the shit.
The idea. You're like, eh. So
you're good on a punch up.
Yeah, and I don't think SmackDown's doing anything like egregiously bad. It's just very like formulaic, and here we go again. Like here's the routine. So we'll see what happens. But I think having anybody but Steph win this match is a bad move right now. Steph is on fire. Tiff can take the L. Actually, Tiff can actually parlay this loss into maybe feeling a little lack of confidence, leading to her actually losing her title. And I think she kind of just needs a breath away from the belt. Come back later. You're young. You can have 2 or 3 title runs.
Does she need to go back to being a heel?
She's naturally a heel. She's better as a heel.
Because it's the Hogan talk we were talking about earlier. Of you wanted her to be successful, she got successful, and now they did fuck all with her, and she's bland, and now you don't want to cheer because she's successful.
Right. Road Dogg should be a consultant. Yeah, maybe. All ratings are dropping during football season. Yeah, I mean the ratings are a little wonky right now, and my God, all I want to say to the people out there, because we got things to do, just like really, the crying isn't getting us anywhere, and you can't pick your battles. You can't go, oh my God, we're killing in the ratings, and then go, why do we care about the ratings when you're getting murdered? Just be smart. Who gives a shit? It is what it is. If you like the show, you like the show, but the analytics are not feeling very strong right now.
The NFL don't play on Fridays. That's all I'm saying.
Touche. Send Road Dog to the head of live events. Right?
But wait, they don't have that many.
Right? Jeff Jarrett's whole job. Let's go. Are we building for Rhea and Stephanie? We really could be. I mean, again, it all depends on how this plays out with EO and everybody. But yeah, Steph, as long as Steph has that title on her shoulder, Rhea is going to be somewhere nearby. And eventually there is a Rhea Vakur Mania payoff.
If they can build it right now, granted, like I mentioned, the live thing earlier, we've still got Oscar that could be a threat, depending on when Naomi comes back. Granted, months, babies, all of that. But Stephanie versus Rhea's the hottest women's match that they could do right now in WWE, respectfully.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. 72% of the chat is taking Stephanie over Tiffany. So a pretty substantial favorite for Tiffany. And you're right. Like, I mean, the again, I think you're giving the devil her due. And again, you kind of got, the one creepy goth chick against the new and up and coming creepy goth chick. Like it's got the vibe, it's got the leather,
Mommy
it's got
versus
the shape.
stepmommy.
I like it. Let's go. But I mean, all I want for Tiff and Steph, Nick, good match.
Yeah, and again, to me, Tiffany really needs to have a comeback after the debacle, the debauchery that was Friday Night SmackDown, and Stephanie is going to be the one that leads this match. Stephanie's newer to WWE than Tiffany, but Stephanie's got more ring experience.
I feel like you stunned her if you beat her now. She's on the rise. You really smack her into a plateau, or risk smacking her into a plateau with a loss to Tiffany here.
Yeah, because you have her losing to a dual champion, and it kind
Yeah.
of brings her to that level. It's kind of like when my Bills lost to the Patriots. Now we play at that
Right.
level and everything. And still, if you want to put La Primera in the Primera spot, then she gets wins. She gets wins over champions. She gets wins over top talent. She is the champion's champion.
Yeah, 100%. And right now, I do believe I would argue that I mean, Rhea would give her a run for her money as far as having that already established fan base, but I don't think anybody in the women's division and Steph in general is one of the hottest wrestlers in all of professional wrestling.
Facts.
So should be a good one. I'm hoping.
Right. Well, this will be a good one. And I don't know if we want to touch on Jose's comment that you have pulled up or if we want to talk about it tomorrow morning about somebody getting hurt on Collision. Somebody
Well,
in AW close to Kenny Omega lives on the IR. Just saying.
yeah, I was just going to quickly confirm that the story is that Ibushi broke his femur. So ouch. And I hope he's okay. But they stretchered him out of Collision last night. And like Nick said, that man has spent a lot of minutes on the IR over the last little while.
Is this when your body's telling you wrestling ain't for you? Like we talked about when we watched Thursday, when we were talking about the Tyreek Hill injury. Is that one of those of that's all right, maybe we're done here. The body's telling us no.
Yeah, I think when you jump down and both your ankles break, that's a good sign that, yeah, okay, maybe a little more brittle than I used to be. And then, I mean, I haven't seen exactly how he got hurt. So it would be very interesting. But I believe they were on the top rope and he fell off the top rope. Yeah, I mean, again, it could have happened to anyone, but a guy like Ibushi's put miles on that body.
Well, it's the New Japan style too that weighs down your body, and I love the pop that I got. I knew I was gonna get it. Bigger news: Josh Alexander won by countout when Ibushi injured himself. Let's fucking go, Job Alexander.
That is unfucking. Yeah, you got the pop on that one. Yeah, congrats to Josh for finally picking up a big W, and let's go.
Right,
a rough go. Knowing that he was probably going to take the L if Ibushi didn't break his leg.
Facts, but I don't know if this is going to be a break a leg moment, but this might be a stretchered out moment according to Paul Heyman. But we've got Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed
in the match that Bronson Reed made famous. The Australian street fight that I had never really heard. I guess he had a couple in New Japan when he was over there, maybe. I think they just made this up. Paul's hilarious.
Mhm.
But man, they've made Bronson really come to the forefront and look like a guy that, he gives me old Bam Bam vibes of just this round dude that's gonna. And I mean, obviously with the finisher, kind of got those vibes. But that tsunami, and he's been destroying the tribal thief has been cool. The Shula Fala was funny. Um, I kind of have a little bit of hope that maybe we can actually find a way for Roman to take an L. I bet against Roman several times, and I'm wrong. It's just like Roman's impervious. If for Roman to lose,
Mhm.
it's got to be Mania. But
Mhm.
this would be a good spot to put Bronson over. They're not going to, but they're
No, and I agreed with you on your first point of this is the Bronson Reed that we all saw and wanted to see. This is when for everybody that followed him past his WWE release, because yeah, actual wrestling fans still do that with guys like Cross, etc. When he was Jonah and everything, he was having he was this guy, and
Mhm.
now we're seeing it on the big stage, and it's perfect. He's out there prominently in a match with Roman Reigns, but this is Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns.
I don't like it. I'm going Bronson, man. I'm going Bronson.
You can have that. Not even what I'm mad at.
Being that it's a street fight, I think the street fight opens up intangibles. It opens up people getting involved. It opens up interference. Yeah. I
Well,
just, again, kind of similar to Steph of, if Roman comes back, like Roman's been gone, comes back in, stomps him again, you're not like, it just feels so like, surprise, shock me a little, shock me, shock me, shock me, do something.
but I want to read MDB's comment first, and then I'll
Deal.
answer you. MDB saying last time they were in Australia, Bronson wasn't on this card due to his kid being born. This is his moment. I agree with that. But so then do you take Roman Reigns out again? So then he goes away for a couple months and has another return, and we can listen to everybody bitch about how he got another Roman Reigns return after he took a couple months off.
Well, here's the dilemma with Roman is I feel like he's going to take the time off, win or lose. So I don't
No,
even
because
know.
he's still doing the stuff with Jay and Jimmy. He's going to
Do
be,
you
I
think
think,
it'll be an
more around.
ongoing
I
thing?
think they're setting up something. They're doing something.
It feels like it's got to be leading this Survivor Series, but Survivor Series is not till the end of November, my friend.
Right,
Like,
but if you well, what was it? Christ Almighty! Now I'm gonna feel bad because who was it? Yo, Adrian, who mentioned about football and everything with the ratings and everything before. So you want to know how you combat that? I got Roman Reigns on my goddamn screen
yeah,
of the biggest guy in the company, the face of the brand, the guy that's got deals with Jordan, the guy that's going to be out there in the new Street Fighter movie
right.
and all that. I got him out there on a Monday, comparable to Monday Night Football. So that's how
Right,
you get eyes.
right. And we're going to talk about this in a second, Josh. I like that comment. Is it too in and out? Is it too much like, the dad that shows up twice a year to
But
with a
that's why I
gift?
say you have him win and he stays.
Keep him
Dad
around.
found that carton of cigarettes. Dad bought that gallon of milk.
Right. Okay. Okay. Because I think that's part of my issue a little bit. Especially in 2025, if I one of my critiques of WWE is that like Roman feels part-time, Logan feels part-time, John Cena's kind of
They're
part-time,
all part time.
Brock's like who do I get into? And the other company, they won't keep their good guys out of the fucking ring. You're fighting the janitor tonight. Hangman, get in there. Like it's such a funny dichotomy between the two, but I feel like okay, Roman's back. He's gonna fight Bronson, but I feel like win or lose, now you might be right. They're building the Survivor Series, but you have to be around more for me to give a shit. I
And but
guess.
that's what I'm saying. I think Dad went and found that pack of Marlboro.
Okay.
He bought that gallon of milk. He came back, and now
Right.
he's gonna stay around until Christmas at least. Um,
Now, if they are building towards a war games of some kind,
mhm.
like the super baby faces versus all, the whole Paul Heyman,
The Paul Fellas family.
yeah, right, the Paul family here, the Vision, whatever. Um, does it help build that war game story better if Bronson does like Braun Breaker spears Roman through a brick wall and that's why Roman lost, and now we need revenge, but I need help. Could it be one of the Usos fuck over Roman at Crown Jewel?
Oh,
Is this like Jimmy
it would
drops a
have to
super
be
kick?
Jimmy. It would have to be Jimmy.
Jimmy? Okay.
But well, and still though,
Ooh.
again, you don't want him to go away, but you're writing the
I
way
don't
that
want to
he
write him
goes
off. I want to
away.
piss him off. I think he can lose.
But how to so Bronson just hits one tsunami and wins after he had to hit 17 tsunamis before?
Well, he didn't have to. He did it out of pleasure. But the point is, once I mean, if you hit him with a couple, like he can lose a match and not take 3 months off. Like he can lose and still show up on Monday and be like, "Fuck, I lost," and just don't fight on Monday unless you're gonna sell us on like my ribs are broken, but I'm still trying to fight anyway.
Fair. But is it too run of the mill again? And yes, I saw you MDB with it's perfect out here.
Right.
But is it too rinse and repeat of Braun helps Breaker or Bronson gets help from Braun. Then you probably have Usos run out. It's like every almost Raw main event, just all shuffled up
All
again.
shoveled in one. Yeah, fuck. You do run the risk of here we go again, unless there is some type of holy shit, didn't see that coming moment with Roman. And whether it's one of the Usos kick him in the face, whether the Vision has a new member, it's Gabe Kidd. Like I don't fucking know.
I would almost take that
Yeah.
compared to him and the Death Riders. But I'm going Roman, and Steven in Elimination Chambers is agreeing with you, I guess, of what if one of the Usos turned on Roman?
I mean, it feels like there's been this ongoing, like we thought, oh, Usos back together. They're gonna do shit. They're gonna like take, run this division, add more shit to it. No, they can't get along. They can't agree. Roman's having issues with Jay, but Jimmy's still being kind of weird. So could Jay be the one that kind of breaks everybody's heart? Because it's a bigger holy fuck if Jay is the guy that turns on Roman.
Well, that doesn't make sense though, because he's been under his tutelage. I'm taking this from Ronan out here because he's listing off his, whole War Games teams and everything.
Okay.
But what if it's let me talk to you out there teaming up with Seth Rollins? Now, granted, it'd be weird because of the whole injury thing, but
right.
If he's sick of Jay spearing him and Roman just getting involved in everything and CM Punk's been an asshole to him. So
yeah, it could be very much of a case of I don't like you guys, but I fucking hate them. Let's go. I'm sick of their shit, and they keep kicking me in the face and acting like it's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's possible, and we've been talking a lot. Like War Games, you got you're gonna have 6-7 weeks to kind of build up the teams for War Games and trying to figure it out, and make it make sense.
If it isn't the ultimate babyface heel War Games, what other teams could it be? And I know we can probably talk about that more tomorrow, but that's just leave us in the comments on this video of what if it's not going to be the Uber baby faces versus the Uber heels, who would it be?
Okay. Yeah, I like it. Well, one of the big matches, one of the big two, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, for the the crown jewel ring, I suppose, bragging rights. I will say this. I think Seth Rollins has been an absolute stud in this scenario. And Cody came out and did his usual rah-rah stuff, which, okay, good, not bad, but we've heard it. I'm going to win one for the Gipper, one of those great speeches. But at the end of the day, Seth made this so, legitimate. I need to win this, and I'm going to lose everything. That's why this match matters. You got to tune in and see what I'm willing to do to win this match.
Absolutely. Everything on this match relies on Seth winning. Of Paul Heyman, why would I have chosen you over Roman Reigns if you lose to Cody Rhodes? We were never friends. That whole segment of instantly has to go in and hit a stomp. I've said it. Cody Rhodes feels a little bland, a little milk toast, a little vanilla paste. He taking this L then might hopefully spark something in there or anything. But it definitely also solidifies Seth needs this too, because Seth's taken L's as well.
Yeah, they both have, but I think right now, I think the vision has to rise. Like, I think the bloodline had
You
created a
Bane?
little bit of void, right? Oh, Bane?
I was going to say, yes, the vision rises.
But no, I completely agree. Like, I think it's a tough one. You have an out. Randy Orton is your out for Cody. Randy Orton fucks up Cody.
Yep.
Seth finds a way to win. But even Seth said to Paul on Monday, "Did you make the call? Is that Brock Lesnar? Is it, hey, Randy?" Like, who, you never know what Paul's going to do.
If it's Brock, is that another? Is this again? Is this fucking Thanos versus Captain America type shit?
Right? It'll be very interesting. I will give them credit. When they first announced they were going to do this again, I wasn't thrilled. But I like what happened over the last 2 weeks leading into this.
I was out there avidly saying that this felt like a house show match, that this was, again, there was no repercussions, there was no implications to any of this. This was just, hey, we're going to have a good match, and that's going to be about it. And now, like you said, Seth has done the heavy lifting on making this matter, making this feel important.
Yeah, I think he's been the most effective. Like I said, I have no problem with every once in a while a wrestling company doing like an exhibition match, or a match that not every match has to have monumental meaning. Sometimes there's a time and place where you can do something. But if you're going to do it, you got to make us feel like it matters. Like, yeah, it's like the All-Star game, Nick. We all know the athletes don't give a fuck about the All-Star game.
No one gives a shit about the All-Star game, the Pro Bowl. Why is there a term called a friendly in, what is it, in soccer, or sorry, for the international football and everything? Why is it called a friendly? It should be a competition. It's battle back and forth. It's to prove who's the better man on that day. And that's what this should be. And Seth's been the one to make this feel like that. Cody's, so what do you want to talk about? The best promo that Cody's done in this whole fucking feud has been his promo versus Heyman.
Yeah, I mean, Heyman seems to bring out the best in Cody in a lot of ways. So, and Paul kind of does that with a lot of people. But yeah, like I said, Cody not bad. Just Cody's very, like you said, vanilla, generic.
Cody not bad, but also Cody not good.
But I'm going Seth all the way. I think the chat is actually going Seth. Yeah, 77% going Seth. So maybe Cody losing a little bit of luster with the fan base.
He's a little bland, and the ratings have kind of shown likewise.
Yeah, fair enough. But what could and maybe should be the main event at Crown Jewel? Last time John Cena goes to Australia, the last time we can't guarantee it, but we can assume it's the last time John Cena, AJ Styles, one-on-one.
This has to be the main event. I'm going to be visibly upset for the rest of the show if this is not the main event.
Okay.
Or I'm going to continue to talk about how great this match was and how it should have been the main event, because this, to me, is what this card is hanging its hat on. This, to me, is set up to be the best match, clearly, of the show, could be of the weekend. I am putting high, high hopes on this match because they both have petitioned for it. And this feels like the fans have had their voice heard with this match. So you got to really show up and show out, because that's what the show's about here with this. Otherwise, they're going to eat this alive. If this is not a great match, they're going to eat this alive and be very disappointed. I don't think it will be, because John's trying to go out with a bang. AJ's already admitted he's in the back nine. Every time they've had a match together before, they've been great.
Right.
I think this is going to tear the roof off.
It has the potential to, and especially with all that it means, the history that's there, everything you touched on, the excitement. And this is one of those ones where fans, like, you could hear the excitement, the passion in everything you just said. You so badly want this to be a good match. They have to show up and show out. I think they're aware of that. I think John's been trying to pull out new tricks and surprise people. I think this is going to be a really good match. I'd be shocked if it isn't. I don't care where it shows up. It doesn't have to be the main event. But at the end of the day, I understand why you would want it as the main event. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I really do.
I have the same expectation going into this as I did at WrestleMania 34 when Shinsuke Nakamura took on AJ Styles, and I had the Wrestle Kingdom fucking comparable to that, and I hope they don't disappoint like that match did. But this, again, with John even putting it out there, kind of petitioning for it to happen, and everything that's been going on with AJ, and AJ still putting on great matches. Of this feels like I see you fucking shaking your head.
That's it.
But this is the WWE icon versus the TNA icon. This is
In
a
a way,
little like if Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Sting type shit. This is the WWE guy
yeah.
versus the
I mean,
WCW guy.
yeah, for me, John represents, at that time, he represents the corporate giant that is the WWE
Mhm.
at a time where AJ was kind of the representative of the anti WWE, that independent movement. Like, I can make a good living and I never have to go there. He was one of those guys that we thought we'd never see. We got him. We've had some history here. It's going to be, it's built up well. Again, John not around, so we kind of have a wonky build to it a little bit, but video package tried to help. But yeah, I think John Cena's definitely winning this one.
Yeah, shit. Yeah. Well, Steven saying El Grande helps, but
I don't want to see that in this match.
no. John wins this because he just took the L to Brock and he's not taking a double L.
Right.
But I do,
Yeah.
and part of the emphasis on all of this is also because it's going to be clearly the last time we see this. Like,
Yeah.
this is pretty much just seeing two old gunslingers
Hmm.
shoot it out in Main Street here.
Yeah, man. I think it's one of those things, and I think we talk a lot about the internet audience. But I think 5, 10 years from now, we're going to look back on some things like this match, like the John Cena run, and we'll be able to look at it differently and maybe appreciate it a little more than we have while it's happening. This is one of those moments. Like, it's going to be in Australia. Australia's going to go nuts. I'm looking forward to this just for the atmosphere. I can already feel the arm hair getting ready to stand up.
Yeah, I got it. Everybody do the Dwayne of just slap your arm for the
Right.
goosebumps. But point of view master brings up a perfect point. And this
Yeah,
is it. Anytime I hear TNA wrestling, I immediately think of AJ Styles. It's the
it's
same
fact.
way with anytime somebody says WWE. Oh, the
Yeah,
John Cena thing.
yeah. Cena puts over AJ. I think it would be, how AJ keeps cutting, like, well, he cut the one random promo and it's like somebody
During a
doesn't want me.
commercial, yeah.
It'd be cool if he did like a fucking Bullet Club reunites to beat the shit out of John Cena thing. And that's the big twist of it all, but that's
What do
fantasy
we do? Beat up John Cena.
facts, right? So, and he even said that on Monday when he stood on the table. That was the last thing he said was, "I'm gonna beat up John Cena." I was like, "Fucking right, let's go." It would. I'd love
Exactly.
for AJ to pull. I'll be honest. The John Cena farewell tour has been so wonky that either guy could win this one. It's not a slam dunk.
Honestly, well, yeah, this is a tale of two halves with this retirement tour. But after the loss to Brock, he's got to go over here
You're
because we're
right.
still setting up to the final match.
Right.
I would love if AJ won, and it would be such a feather in the cap just on that simple fact of on his retirement tour of the last. He's the one that won the duel between the old school gunslingers.
Right. Yeah, I
But
mean, nice to
John's
say
winning
it.
this.
Yeah, I agree with you. And AJ, I mean, it's not like it's a 32-year-old AJ that, Punk's
Mm,
going to Cena's going to put over on his way out.
no.
It's a guy who's like, thanks for putting me over. I also retire. Thank you for that.
You put me over so I can put someone else over. It's the end of the streak
Right.
philosophy.
But the chat is obviously 70, where was it? 71% for Cena. So Cena's an obvious favorite. I think it's going to take something holy shit. Somebody mentioned in the chat, so I don't want to steal it. So whoever you are, thank you. But John beats AJ. We're going off the air. The music hits. Here comes Gunther to set up. And that's the guy that John Cena puts over on the way out.
So you're setting up the final match for December.
Now, because he's going to be in and out. Well, remember, you said he only has like 4 dates left.
He might be at Survivor Series.
So that's 1. We're down to 3.
Right, but so I don't know if you set it up this far in advance.
Is it too early?
We can talk about this more probably on Friday in the early mornings of who's going to be John's last opponent. I've heard the rumor of Gunther.
Yeah.
I at this point, I don't know what to make of it.
It's hard to say. It feels like he's checked off a lot of boxes already. So we will see. But that is Crown Jewel. That is the predictions. That is what we think is going to happen. We'll see how it plays out. Remember, tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. for SmackDown. Saturday, 7 a.m. for Crown Jewel. A.m. in the morning. Thank God, and we're not falling back this particular weekend. But here we go, because we have 2 shows. Again, unlike anyone else out there, folks, we cover more live wrestling. So we're going to do 2 shows. And we're going to break down some of the stuff for Bound for Glory. I'm looking forward to this. Nick said he's more excited for this than he is for Crown Jewel. This should be fun. Still a lot going on in this relationship between both companies. So it shall be interesting, mon frere.
Well, yeah, we had the whole little aftermarket shaking hands and everything like that from Tuesday of still kind of working it out between Santino and Ava if it's going to still continue on and all of that.
Yes. I hate TNA. Oh, okay.
All right, Mega, calm down. Didn't mean to offend you.
That's like saying, like, I hate potato chips. Like, do you hate all potato chips, or there's certain potato chips, certain makes, certain brands, certain flavors? Like when
that's the thing is, Mega's been here for a minute, and that's the thing is, we always kind of want to just know why. If you don't like something, just please explain why.
Right, but anyway, fair enough.
I hate lamb. I love lamb.
I hate lamb. Yeah, man. I mean, again, TNA's trying to do stuff. Carlos, all of a sudden, he's out there everywhere, Nick. Like, we see him constantly. He's in interviews. He's at the shows. Is
it a sign that they're doing successful because now you see so many aggregate accounts and everything like that are out there just saying how they're bought by WWE. If they say jump, WWC says jump, they say how high or off what. That they're kind of get portrayed as this puppet for WWE when they're very actively trying to make their own brand and still want their own TV deals. They just realized, hey, if we play nice with Big Brother, he lets us into some cool shit.
Yeah, man. And I think somebody else might have missed that opportunity. But yeah, it kind of ties back into what I said earlier of like, it really kind of shows your tribalism of not only do you hate this particular company, you like anybody that even talks to them, you hate them. It's like a bitter ex-girlfriend. Like, we don't like any, like,
I fucking hate Steven.
All of them, like everyone associated with Steven, and not just Steven, anyone that comes near Steven.
Right.
Poor fucking Steven.
And if you're a Steven in the chat, Steven Elimination Chambers, I apologize. I didn't mean it at you.
Right.
Crown Jewel sponsored by Starbucks. Sorry, Steven. It just popped into my head. I didn't mean to offend you.
Right. Too funny. But yeah, I think I don't get it. Like, I think it's my same vibe with music, dude. Is I want to hear all the music. I want to hear as much music as possible. I have things I love. I have things I dislike. But to just say I don't like any of that music, whatever X is for you, I mean, again, I think you start cutting yourself off of options. I think there's plenty good wrestling happening on TNA or any other show, and we want to see all these companies. Oh no, I just want to see my company do good, but enjoy all the wrestling. Wink, wink.
Closed opinions lead to a narrow mindset. That's what it is. I'd rather be open to listen to this, to watch that, to Christ almighty, how many different random wrestling companies have we watched just doing
Right.
this and everything?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been crazy. But speaking of that, we have Tessa Blanchard, Gia Miller, an early card. I know Tessa came back, felt like she was going to be all over that championship. They've kind of shimmied her down and kept her busy. And I think that
Mhm,
might be partly due to the WWE relationship, knowing
mhm.
that you have storyline coming up, that crossover, and they don't want that. Um, I think Tessa has to win this one, Nick.
Gia Miller, because I don't want Tessa to win.
Oh, really?
I'm
Really?
invoking the spirit of Anthony right now. I feel in my
Really?
body. If Ringside or Anthony were here with us, if he's in the room with us right now,
This
Gia
man's
Miller
on.
wins this because Swerve, shock and awe. And again, I don't know what it is, and I know we've talked about this, and I don't want to keep opening an old wound and everything like that. But I think still, like you even said with the Tessa thing, it's kind of,
Right.
despite how anyone wants to feel about it,
Mhm.
TKO and corporate, who is also involved with this,
Yep.
and this is not going to be they own them, but it's hey, if
Yeah.
we're going to try and get a TV deal, respectfully, and there's a company that knows how to get all the TV deals,
Yeah.
Tessa Blanchard has become the Alberto Del Rio of
Mhm.
TNA. Of however you want to feel,
Mhm.
ain't gonna work, bro.
Yeah, and they're not saying like they're not dictating any of you have to get rid of her, you got to move on, da da da. It did feel like she was heading towards the title, and I wonder if it curled off. And you had people like well, Masha originally, then Masha has to give it up, but then Kalani,
Especially now with that too. Fuck off. We're
yeah,
not doubling down on controversy.
no. So yeah, Gia will be a surprise a lot of people, but Tessa winning, building up, getting knockouts title. So again, if there's going to be a bit of a, if Kalani loses the belt, then I don't know how that works out. But I imagine Tessa's going to be in the main event picture. She's by far one of the best female wrestlers they have. Period.
Gia Maxine Dupuis.
I was gonna say that a second ago. I was gonna say my man's out here cheering for Maxine. Now he's amping up Gia. What is happening?
They done sold me on the baby face, the Uber,
Right?
underdog comeback.
Gia going to be like Maxine. All right. Surprise everybody. And listen, Tessa's a good enough wrestler to make Gia look great in that
Well,
ring.
and it's
Hopefully it goes well.
again, is it just now you have everything with the controversy with Masha?
Yeah.
Is your best bet to double down and bring another person who's controversial into the title picture? Or do you kind of just you're guilt by association almost halfway of like you all get lumped together now?
Yeah, you can have that. I ain't even mad at it. We just let it happen and just kind of be smart about it. And that's where I think the belt ends up in someone like Kalani's hands. So why did they give it to Kalani? Well, because they they know there's going to be no concern or issue with Kalani Jordan per se.
Mm.
The
Mhm.
likelihood seems much lower.
We a bit.
Your favorite wrestler is in the next. Oh, did you officially pick Gia? You
Gia,
hanging there?
Gia.
Okay.
I'm taking Gia. I'm going, off the wall.
100% of the people here that voted picked Tessa. So there you go,
Well,
Nick. You're
I
one
am
of
the
one.
one. I am the zero in the 100.
Right. One of one. Let's go. One of your favorite wrestlers in the world, Frankie
Oh,
Kazarian,
Jesus H. Tap
is
dancing
defending
Christ.
his title.
Why does he even have this title? This is Steve Macklin, and I don't want to entertain much of a conversation with this because it's Steve Macklin,
Yeah.
and I don't know how you're going to sell me that Frankie Kazarian wins.
It's a really weird situation for me in the sense of like if Macklin wins this back, did he just give the belt to Frankie to do some of the TNA stuff or the NXT stuff because he would rather
Yep.
not? And then they give the belt back when it's done? Is that what happened? Because it
I didn't even think about that way.
but like he lost it right before and they got it back right after. It seems fishy.
Did he just take some time off so he could do the podcast with the misses and everything? Hashtag not sponsored. They got the new podcast.
Yeah. I mean, Macklin, I'm shocked that it wasn't more prevalent in the war per se. Um, yeah, Frankie being the guy. I know you weren't.
Does that make you think that this is round one? Like this
Yeah,
is,
I think it's still very much.
Civil War before we get to Endgame type shit.
Yeah, I very much think it's like they purposely went 2-2 and purposely left us on the we will see what will happen next. Like you got to break the tie. You got to break the tie. How are we going to break the
Well,
tie?
Macklin's a guy that seems like he'd be. It's literally in his
Right.
goddamn gimmick to be there for wartime.
Right. Now Frankie's been a pain in the ass heel. He reminds me of an Elvis impersonator. I don't know why. You should be in
Because
that
he did
movie.
it for a gimmick.
Did he? Yeah, that's right. He did. That's why it's stuck in my head. It's like 3,000 miles to Graceland with this motherfucker.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I want to pick Macklin. I think Frankie's going to keep the belt. So
I want to find a flux capacitor to go back in time where before Frankie Kazarian ever had this goddamn belt, and we don't even ever have to have this goddamn match.
I'd rather not have it. But 67% of chat going Frankie. Yeah,
Boo!
I
Boo!
think they're going to keep Frankie as the guy with the belt and just, irritates the
What do
fuck
you do
out of
with
people.
Macklin? Do you leave it off of Macklin so he can go after Santana after Trick drops the belt? Spoiler alert for later.
Yeah, that sounds a lot. That sounds very viable, but you don't want to lose 2 matches to Frankie on your way up to the champion. Thank God.
True.
But thank God for wrestling, right? Like we can work around that.
You can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at.
What was it? 69 of ironically, 69% of the chat going with Frankie. So that shall be interesting. Very interesting match after that one, Nick, is Kalani taking on Indy. I thought they should have just had Indy kind of step in without going this route. Yep. But they didn't, and I think Indy has to win this belt here.
Yes. Do we get a index at all?
Index. That'd be interesting.
I could see Dexter. Well, granted, still the Wyatt Six, but it would just be that nice little, and especially it's Bound for Glory. They're going to have little special moments, one-off moments like that. You see him pop out from under the ring or something like that. It would be a nice little cool touch.
It would be funny. I would be totally down for Index taking on either Eddie and his wife or taking on
Kalani and Carmelo.
That'd be crazy too. There you go. I never even thought of those two. But yeah, we got options. Macklin and Deanna. We got options.
Mixed tag belts. I see you, Tony, with your women's tag belts. So we'll introduce mixed tag belts.
Mixed tag. But no, I don't. Yeah, don't do that, please. Indy needs the W. She's new. I think they've given her more runway to work with now, heading into Bound for Glory. The only way I see Kalani really retaining is if she really digs into kind of being a heel, which would surprise people. And that's the only way it works for me. But I think Indy's got to take it.
If we're selling this to people, we're in peace times after Showdown, then TNA needs to start getting their belts back. This is how TNA gets their belts back. It might be one thing to be said if this would have been either Ash by Elegance or Masha versus Indy, or how that whole situation may have shaken up. But with what we've got here,
right here,
that this needs to be TNA starts getting their belts back. Kalani was nice. She had the belt there to make something for Invasion Showdown, and now TNA gets their belts back.
Right. A big chunk of the chat, it's 72%, I believe, taking Indy on this one. Yeah, I could see if Kalani kind of digs in or someone helps her and avoids the loss and makes Indy chase a little bit more. But I agree with you. We had a bit of, we saw what happened on Tuesday, the Showdown. We got to work out some of these belts and kind of shuffle them around. Tag team belts are now could be in the possession of the Dudleys by the end of all said and done. Like, this is crazy times, man. Crazy times. But I think this match is going to overachieve and surprise a lot of people as to how good the match is.
Is that because it's good, or is it because of low expectations?
No, I think they're actually going to do well.
Well, no, I wasn't saying that it wasn't going to do well. I was saying, is it going to do well in comparison because you don't have the highest hopes for it initially, or because it's going to, extremely over deliver?
I think it's going to extremely over deliver on our low expectations.
I got friends in low.
Right.
Ronan mentioning in. Ooh,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're good. I was shout out Ronan playing hot potato with the titles. No, because now at the end of the time, we're now in peacetime. We've had the peace treaty signed a little bit between
Right.
Ava. I still now will have to call her Ava because of Santino
Ava.
and Santino. That
Right.
now, when we spark up round 2 of this fight, then we can start trading belts again.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. It makes a lot of sense to that. Kind of regroup, get your shit back in order.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Let
mean,
TNA focus on TNA now for a bit.
yeah, but that being said, Leon Slater pins
Oh.
Javon on Tuesday. Could Javon be X Division champion by the end of the weekend? And what could be a match of the year candidate, which could be a match of the weekend candidate, like this one could fucking bang with all the jumpy jump.
This is the fantasy booking we've been wanting for like months at this point. I don't know how to call this match. This could literally go either way. This
Right.
is the 50th of 50 splits I've seen
Yeah, that's so
in a
does
hot minute.
the chat agrees with 50-50. Holy shit.
Why say me for? But yeah, no. Absolutely. This could go either way. This is the match that we've all wanted. This is the fantasy booking of 2025. I'm amazed that the IWC that loves to play, fantasy booker
Mhm.
and watches all the wrestling, mind you, too, by the way, because they also still watch and love and enjoy all the wrestling,
Of course.
are not singing the praises of this match. This isn't just heralded as the second coming of the greatest match of all time and everything,
Right.
because this is all the cruiserweight, all the flip-de-doos, all the bouncies that could ever be had.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think if for those fans that are, that choose not to watch, but find all the negativity to say based on not watching, again, I don't know how you have such a strong opinion of something you're not watching, but I digress. This match, like for the people that got excited for Commander versus Hologram or the Kingo versus Kenny, or we can run through a Speedball versus Ricochet or Osprey. That is this. And again, if this was going to happen at generic indie wrestling show number 20, people would be losing their mind about these two being booked against each other. Some people can't get over themselves and can't help but step on their own dicks or struggle to find them in the first place. But at the end of the fucking day, this is it is everything everyone wants and says that the WWE never gives us.
This separates people from who actually enjoy all the wrestling and who say they enjoy all the wrestling, because this is, I don't want to say fully, just because of how I know talent worked out in the end, of like when Ricochet and Osprey had their match, and I think it was either PWG or something on the Indies, Ring of Honor, maybe. This is that level of the streets know how good this match is going to be, and the imitators and I fucked up my whole saying there, but anyways, the imitators out there,
right,
don't understand how good this match is going to be.
No, this match is going to be insane, and we've already got a taste of it. Yes, MDB, bouncy, all the bouncy.
Yes, the bouncy all the way around there.
It's all the bouncy, but it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to go Javon Evans, man.
Fair enough. You went before me, so I'll take the opposite, just because this is literally a goddamn coin flip, and I don't have a coin enough around me.
Right.
But Leon Slater, I'll take to win this. He retains. Javon Evans has been every goddamn where. We thought for a minute that they were going to do Leon Slater versus Sami Zayn for the Open US Challenge, just to kind of put both guys over before their match here.
Yeah, which would be interesting take.
But they know what they have with this match, and I don't know where they're going to go with this. If Javon's still a guy that he runs the X division, I am not at it. I have
No.
no complaints any way this match goes.
No, and I mean, often you know, if Javon wins, you know, there's a return matchup coming. If Leon wins, could be, you know, that's the end of this for now. So let's go, Leon. Let's go, Javon. Win it. Run this back another one or two times. Yeah, I think it's all the fun,
I will be very highly sports entertained.
right?
You want to read it? Okay, I'll read it. Spaz with a $10 super chat. Hey boys, Crown Jewel preview up now. BFG preview up shortly. Come love me. Pause. Hope everyone's good. Smoochies, booches.
Yeehaw!
But yeah, no, thank you so much for the super chat, Spaz. But yeah, go check out Spaz, give him some love. Big fan, big friend of the show. So go give Spaz some love out there. Nick, as always, the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match will take place, which means there is a potential cash in at Bound for Glory, depending on who wins Call Your Shot. Again, we talk about Steve Macklin, but he's got a match. It's not beyond them to do shit like this. I don't know if there's any like Nick Nemeth. Is he a guy that goes back towards the world title? Does Mike Santana get his moment ruined by a cash in?
I hadn't even considered any of this, and if I'm going straight on the fly, the first name that popped into my mind, because I literally forgotten this was a thing, of Obafemi.
The Gauntlet?
And just, hey, you thought you were going to take it over here. Now, when you thought you beat, Vegeta, now you got to take on Goku and see who you can be. Just off the cuff, if I don't know who else it could be, would it be?
Yeah.
Could you do the ultimate trump card? So great, so big, so huge. Karrion Kross?
That'd be insane. Again, I don't know how we get there. I don't.
But this seems like such a wild card at this point. Like there's no clear story because the title's been on NXT for so long that it doesn't feel like there's a TNA story attached.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's been very trick focused. So Mike getting the belt, it would be crazy. It'd be even crazier if Santana wins the belt back for TNA and an NXT person cashes in to take the belt back to NXT, but a different guy. Like,
by the way, it is an intergender Call Your Shot Gauntlet.
Yes. Yeah, because Jordan won it. What was it, 2 years ago now?
No, fair enough, because I was looking at the Wikipedia, and the only announced entrant is Ye Ling.
See now, she ain't waiting.
Yeah, but I'm like, wait, hold on.
Right.
I didn't know the gender before that, so I was like, wait, what?
But I mean, this will be interesting. The fun part about the Call Your Shot is we have no idea. It could be anybody from any company. Again, the question becomes, if you're going to do something crazy, who would the name be that comes in?
Santos Escobar.
Santos would be surprising. Joe Hendry?
Joe Hendry would be interesting. I almost wonder,
too late.
Would that feel like expected?
Yeah, it would be. I think it might have passed, right?
Well, yeah, you're finally getting on my train of maybe Hendry's getting stale because he's been out too long. I only throw out Escobar because of, new contracts, but
yeah. I mean, that'd be interesting because then you splatter them all over the place. I mean, again, with TNA, it could be somebody we're not even thinking about. But I mean, Mustafa Ali would be an interesting take. He's one of their kind of, he's one of their better athletes over there.
Right. Do you think it's someone on the roster or someone off the roster?
I'm gonna go with someone off the roster. It will might really surprise us.
Fair enough. Well, and I think could that be? Well, and I know we got this match. We'll talk about the main event of, could it be that they snatched it away from Santana?
They could, which would be insane. So it would just be matter like does Santana get the belt back? But someone like a Macklin or
who's the Seth Rollins to Santana's CM Punk?
right? So if say Macklin pops up at the end of the night and kicks him in the head and then takes it, it's possible to really kind of depends on how you want the mood to be when you're leaving.
Right.
Right.
But we got the System versus Order 4 in a hardcore match. It's funny because they do the 4 and they got the hand, they got left hand and right hand. Well, they've only got the one hand now. But we also have Agent Zero, Big Cass off Timu. But who are you taking in this?
It's crazy because almost the entirety of 2025, I've been shooting down the System. The System's done. They're kind of falling apart. They lost again. They're kind of falling apart. I'm going to go Order 4 just because I think they've been, again, I could see Mustafa being a guy that goes after the world title. I kind of like what they've been doing. The System, I feel like it's ran its course, but I keep getting it wrong.
I'm with you there, Jonathan. It's because it's in Australia. I'm taking Order 4. I've been the Mustafa Ali fan, and I'm with you there. I've said it for a while, and I don't like Eddie Edwards' wife.
Alicia.
I felt like I was bad of not even acknowledging her name, but yeah, I'm over the System. The System needs to change. Of Moose might be potentially not long for TNA. He seems like with this whole WWE kind of crossover, he's trying to do his best to move over there. Mustafa Ali, I still think is on a come up, and if we're gonna have another campaign, I could see it being to where it's part of Mustafa Ali's whole gimmick of he's petitioning against NXT and all of that, and going against the whole how TNA needs to focus on itself and be separatist and all of this, and that being a whole angle.
Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. Now it's funny because like you did bring up Cross earlier, and I mean just kind of running through the previous conversation, I'm like, that's interesting. But
he's going to show up in MLW, but we don't know. And he said praises towards AEW, but we don't know.
Right. The System, I mean, they can win on any given night. But yeah, I don't know. I've kind of
they should lose on every given night, but
yeah. Pretty much. So yeah, I'm gonna go Order 4 with you for sure on that one. That's pretty easy. The chat was 67% for the System. So we might be wrong.
We're like Big Smoke. I'll have a number 4 with cheese.
Right.
That's what you don't like what is it? The Destined or whatever the fuck it is. There was Ricochet and all of them.
The Demand?
Yeah, I still got it wrong. Right, but so how do you feel about Order 4?
Order 4, at least they try and put some.
It sounds like a fast food menu hack.
Right? Can I get combo 4 and get out of here? Let's go.
Yeah.
Yumbo yak and fries.
Yumbo yak.
But
it's for a cop.
It's for a cop. Can I get a liter of cola? But at the end of the day, man, I think that yeah, I just don't like the Demand. It just sounds funny to me. It's like you're trying to force it. We are in demand.
You're in a demand for an Order 4.
Yeah, right. Big match, dude. We're looking forward to this match. One of the main events. But Trick Williams has held on to that gold. I'm gonna cut to the chase because we're running long. But Santana for sure.
Santana needs to win this. Santana had the crash out of everybody the last time. He didn't win it and should have won it.
Right.
Now we really need to cash in on this because you can only sell fake hope so many times. And it'll be that big hoorah moment after everything. We came out of the whole back and forth between NXT and us, and now he's the guy that's leading us into the new future.
Yeah, I think he becomes the face of the company. He's the, I brought the gold home, and now it's
Mhm.
his locker room. And it kind of establishes that real strong. In a company with a lot of moving parts, this is a guy that can really build around. I think he'll be phenomenal as a champion. You got guys like Macklin out there that will do extremely well up against him. Trick, congratulations on a phenomenal run, sir. You might have cemented your early part of your career with this run, and I look forward to seeing what he does after this run. But so long, champ.
Trick, I can't wait to see you tag team with Carmelo again.
Wish
Mike
you
Santana is going to just run and again, like you said, be the face of TNA, and he's kind of already been that, and now he feels like
legitimate.
he'll fully cement that.
Yeah, it legitimizes him in such a big way, Nick. I could not. I'm pumped. I think it's gonna be a good moment. I think it'll be an emotional moment. I think it'll be
I still
exciting.
think, despite how we've had issues with Trick's matches, this has the potential to be match of the weekend.
Tricks matches again. I think, and we talked about the internet fans. Try not to get stuck where you used to be. People are still mad about Vince's booking, and he's not there.
Mhm.
Trick has gotten better. Like I know people get hung up, but he's improving. His matches have been better. His matches have been more exciting. For whatever reason, him and Carmelo at that time just didn't have great chemistry. A couple other matches fell flat. This is a straight up one on one, no triple threat, no extra bullshit. Just go have a fight and go have a match and make it work. I think this is gonna be great, and I think Trick will do just fine. And I think it's gonna be hard hitting. I think it's gonna pay off real well if they do it right.
And the feel good moment when he wins is going to be there, especially because it's one of their big shows. It'll feel Cody finished the story esque.
Yeah, and I think that's what helps when I know that online outrage of I can't believe he didn't, but that's what the company wants everyone to go fucking melt down because the right guy didn't win. So yeah, we're gonna have a bit of an issue. So ultimately that's I'm looking forward to this. I like the setup to it. I like that there's been story. I like that there's been a build. 76% of the chat are taking Mike Santana. If Trick Williams is successful, then who? If not Santana, then who? We thought it might be
If
Joe.
not now, when?
Yeah, it wasn't Moose. It wasn't Joe. Is it now? Is Santana the guy? And if it's not Mike, who the fuck would it be?
Santana, Damian Priest, and Bad Bunny team up at WrestleMania. And also, everyone hates except wrestling fans love that halftime show.
Facts.
That's
Right.
it. I think we've reached the end of the line. Oh, we haven't talked
Don't
about
you
this.
dare. How could you forget about this one? Which I argued that they didn't need the belts to do this match, but now it makes this match. To me, it made the match feel like, well, the Hardys are 100% winning because they're not going to give the Dudleys all these belts.
Mhm.
Oh, what if they did?
But what if the 16-time champs become like
Ah,
18-time champs?
right? This is going to be fun. This is a nostalgic button for sure, 100%. But I don't give a fuck. They can't wrestle like they used to. I don't give a fuck. There might be some clunky, slow moments. I don't give a fuck. This is going to be fun. This is homage to a career. I almost wish that this was on like Saturday Night Main Event instead of Bound for Glory. No offense, TNA. But ultimately, I think this is great for both teams.
I can't wait to watch the highlights backed up with "Hello, my friend, we'll meet again."
Let's go.
But
Oof.
Bully still wants to run. I could see Bully still wanting to be on Busted Open with a tag title on his shoulder and everything, just
Yeah.
because it's Bully.
Right.
Um, I think the Hardys win this. Devon, you said
It's
is
broken.
oh, but this is the one-off. You lucky you got me here.
Yeah.
I doing too.
Right.
Um, and the Hardys still want to go, Christ, they want to go until the wheels fall off, and then they'll still put on Hot Wheels to try and make the shit roll still.
Right. Yeah, you're not wrong. And I like I said, I think the Hardys are actively wrestling. Um, probably, still doing it at a decent level, and they, like I said last week, they're smart enough to know how to work. I mean, Jeff's a little harder because he's got to be the guy that flies off things, and at his age, it's not fun.
Well, just falls. He just
He
he
just
doesn't
falls.
fly. He falls.
Right. But Bubba and Devon, I don't think are gonna have any type of run. Bubba's busy as shit, and I don't know physically where Devon's at. I have no choice but to agree with you that it's going to be the Hardys.
This is gonna be, to put this in perspective for everybody. This is gonna be like watching, I don't know, fucking Queen and Ozzy or something like that, doing like the greatest hits and everything. This is, don't expect peak performance out here.
Yeah.
Don't expect, spears, off of
Yeah.
ladders and shit like that. You're
Right.
gonna get the greatest hits. You're gonna get a Swanton, a Twist of Fate, a 3D, and that's gonna be probably about it.
Right. Yeah. Sprinkle in a couple near table falls. Somebody eventually takes. Now, the only thing is, I mean, I would love to see a 3D through the table, but yeah, I mean,
If the Dudley Boys win, that's how you do it.
yeah, for sure. You have to fucking break it that way if you're gonna do it. But again, as a guy that grew up a big tag team wrestling fan, and this being some of the peak tag team wrestling of my lifetime,
Us being the peak tag team content
right?
creators out there.
Yeah, absolutely. But
There's KJ putting me through a table right there.
but yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I think this one's going to be a lot of fun. Again, some debate on whether or not it's going to be the main event. I don't know if it will be, and I do think your world title, especially if there's something up. If Mike, like, you should be going off the air with either Mike Santana on everybody's shoulders, celebrating that he won the belt back,
Yep.
or some type of holy fuck, what just happened moment. I don't feel like this nostalgia match is like John and AJ. I could see main eventing. This one will be a nice,
This is your top of the hour. I
yeah,
don't want to say you'd open it. This is Phil. If this is your top of the hour, or at most your co-main, you end it like you said, with Santana getting carried off of, he finished the story and everything like that. He finally brought the title back from WWE to TNA, or there's fuckery about.
right. That's it's got to be something like that, and I think that's your best. And I mean, it's still, it'd be crazy to go off the air and Trick Williams still standing tall with the belt in hand. But again, this one's gonna have a lot of twists, turns, fun stuff. But the card looks great. I mean, we have a lot of fun things to talk about coming up on Sunday for Bound for Glory. We're here at 6 p.m. on Sunday, a little earlier than we normally go in the
A late
evening.
evening for us, a late evening during
Oh
this
yeah,
weekend.
we get a whole, we get a whole little bit of almost 24 hours to turn that one around. But
Right.
it is, trust me, as much as we're like, this is TNA's chance to stand alone, for you and I, it's like, oh, we got to go up and down, up and down.
when do I gotta be here again?
Right. I haven't slept for 4 days, man. He won't let me stop. But this should be a fun card. Crown Jewel, Saturday, 7 a.m. I don't know what the pre-show is going to be like, guys, but be here. You're either going to be highly entertained or highly entertained. So be here.
I'm used to being up from 5 a.m. to going to work and everything, so I'll be fucking bright and chipper out here and everything. So I'll carry us along out here if you want. Me being all hyperactive and KJ being sourpuss.
Yeah, I'm gonna be drinking coffee through a fucking straw. Put it that way.
I'm gonna be elevated before I even get to big noon kickoff for college football, because that's the thing, is this show is gonna be off the air before I get watched college football all weekend.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't love mornings. Never have. Never will. I prefer. I like that when they
forced to.
Yeah, I've been there, done that, and I tried to stop doing it as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it, man. It's a grind, and yeah, I'm in this house. I'm known to just leave him alone till he just kind of sips a coffee or two, and we'll let him come to us. I'm like, the snarly bear in the morning of like,
See, I knew this is why we were meant to be, because you're like my wife, and I'm just the fucking spark plug that's just pissing everybody off.
Yeah, that's my problem. Good morning. Why the fuck you so happy?
I just don't sleep. That's the thing, is if you just don't sleep, you're
Yeah.
just kind of crazy all the time.
Right. Take a nap. But ladies and gentlemen, we are back tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. We go live. Be here. If you can't be here live, you can always watch the replay. Be a friend, tell a friend, share the link. Check us out on our socials. Don't be afraid to tag us. Use the hashtag WFU. Use the hashtag W4LN or W4L. But use those hashtags. Call us out. People in the chat know. We'll respond. We'll have something to say. If nothing else, we might have a funny GIF. But yeah, check all this fun stuff tomorrow morning live. 3 mornings and 1 evening. That's our weekend.
Hit that bell notification, folks. Go ahead.
And by the way, happy early Thanksgiving, Canada.
I'm acknowledging as an honorary Canadian their Thanksgiving as well. But yes, also make sure you hit that bell notification, folks, because again, we'll be here bright and early. We're live when they're live because that's what the show's about and everything. But we've still got you covered. Even if you're sitting there up early with your coffee before you go to work in the morning, we got you covered with all your wrestling talk, or even if you're on your way to work or anything like that, or even if you're just getting home late at night and you need to throw us on, we got you covered.
That's it. Enjoy, folks. We got all that covered. Don't forget our Wing of the Ring is out there as well. So much stuff. So never a shortage of the Wrestling for Life Network. So that's all we got. That's all we got.
And never a shortage of things to say. As I'm going to see if I can keep going this to an hour 40 at this point.
Yeah.
Back at it like a jackrabbit in under what, 10 hours now at this point, I feel.
There. I'm already falling asleep.
Before this man nods off, folks, our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is all authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you better put that forward live with it.
See you on the flip side. See you in the morning. Bring your jammies.